Before I proceed with the agenda item, I would like to talk about the organization that I represent today. So, Ayurved is from the pedigree of Dabur India. Ayur stands for life and Vet stands for veterinary. So, it's Ayurved, not Ayurved. So, we have been into service for last 25 years and I have my dear colleagues whom I would like to introduce before I move on with my presentation. I have Professor A.C. Varshne, who is the Director General for Ayurved Research Foundation, and he is also ex-Vice Chancellor for Veterinary University, Mathura. I have my colleague Ms. Swati Gupta from the Corporate HR team, Mr. Sanjeev Singh Rana, who manages Factory HR for Baddi, and Mr. Vikas Kumar, who manages Factory HR for Chittan, Haryana. So today, I'm delighted that I'm standing here in front of seasoned professionals coming from respective areas of specialization. So not that I will be talking about any kind of expert advice because you all are masters in your particular domain. There are certain facts that we all know day in, day out, but somewhere those things take a back seat during the mundane activities and it goes under the carpet. Actually, I wanted to show a presentation. There seems to be some technical glitch, so I would like to take the verbal note to communicate my message here. I will share a small story out here, and I hope that gives a meaningful message to all of us. A dream car could be Mercedes, could be BMW, could be an Audi. Mine is an Audi. With a lot of hard work, with a lot of fascination, you buy the best of the car, with best of the maneuvering facility, best of the comfort. You hire a driver to drive that luxury car so that you can take a back seat and relax. The car meets an accident. Who is to be blamed? Is it the car or the driver? The question for my respected audience. Sorry? The car or the driver? Who should be blamed?
Driver.
Driver should be blamed. Okay. This is a typical scenario that is happening, and that's where my point of discussion will be transformation of HR for the 21st century. In our own capacity, all of us feel that we are probably doing the best. Yes, we might be. Is it something else that we also need to touch base upon? Are there certain facts and figures that we are missing on that needs to be analyzed for the coming time so that we are not pushed back in the race? So certain point of discussion that for a chief human resource officer or for the human resource department should be an eye-opener, and this is what my discussion will revolve for today. In continuation to the esteemed panelists, in the morning they had a discussion on what are the traits of leadership. There has been a study, and none other than Professor Ramcharan, Harvard Business Review 2015, that stated HR also needs to play the same kind of importance in upscaling business what a CFO has transformed or finance team has transformed for. The kind of economic value that HR as a function, as a department needs to contribute to the organization is what is going to be the ask for the coming time. There has been a transformation, there has been a shift in the HR from a personnel to a human resource department, now what we call as human resource management or a strategic HR. This transformation, why was this required? This transformation was required because how HR can be a key participant in ensuring the profitability of business. So these are certain points that I would like to elaborate upon. So everything starts and ends at human resource. So business does not create value, it's the people who create the value. We need to understand that fact. G3 is one of the models that I wish to refer what came in the study of Professor Ramcharan. So G3 is a group of three. CEO, CFO, and CHRO. These three forces are actually the core steering committee who needs to drive the organization correctly. Every organization in its own capacity is a luxury car. The driver needs to be skilled and competent enough so that accidents don't occur. So that's what I would like to correlate with my point, what I started from. So certain things on what was stated in the G3 model that I would like to throw some light. First point is predicting outcomes. Internal and external factors, like what the esteemed panelists were talking in the morning, that internal and external factors needs to be assessed well in advance rather than we sitting and doing a post-mortem of the activity. So that's a post effect that has already happened. So there will nothing be new that you will do. Diagnosing the problems at the right time and suggesting a solution to it is the key essential. I would like to quote a small example, and this is quite an in-post these days on LinkedIn. A ship machinery, there has been a failure. All the renowned engineers were called, they were not able to identify what was the problem. A mechanic who had 40 years of experience looked at the machine, did some 2-3 hours of research, pulled out a hammer from his bag and actually hit somewhere, the machine started working. The ship company raised an invoice which was $10,000 US. The simple question that the person was asked, that why did you raise it for $10,000? It was just a hammer that was hit. I don't think that you need to charge $10,000 for that. The answer was $2 was for hitting the hammer, and the remaining 9,998 was for where to hit the hammer. So when we say diagnosing the problem, it should also come with you understand the problem and you come with a suitable solution. Change management. This is quite an in topic these days, and all the dear professionals sitting out here must be thinking about it. Sounds like a music to ear. Change management. The research says 98% of the initiatives for change management has disastrously failed. Change is something that is opposite to human nature, reluctance to change. How do we make change management happen? Till the time we don't involve people, we don't empower people, till the time we don't convince people why this change management is required, no one will be willing to change. The simple example, if I'm sitting at the front seat and one of the senior dignitaries come and without even informing me, I'm asked to step down, my first question will be why? Same goes for change management. When we talk about change management, we need to really think through the pros and cons, the after effects of it, and we should be well prepared even before we present a change management. And this is something that I have personally encountered in my past experiences. There have been failures, yes. You need to be really smart enough to handle those situations, and at the same time, the key learnings that you take from it, and you are more prepared, well prepared for the next engagement activity on the change management that you would like to propose. Circle of influence, all of us must be well aware of. We would have read that HR or any of the business function, we need to expand our horizon so that we reach to the last in line. So key focus for any organization, while we are talking about talent management, that's the bleeding point, be it HR or be it business or the organization. Talent management, attracting, retaining, developing, and at the same time ensuring that the desired productivity comes out of those talent is something that the organization is revolving around and trying to fix it. What are the key things? Probably if the slide would have been working, things would have been more transparent, but mission and vision, fantastic slogans, mission and vision, The senior management is well versed, they are well aware of what happens to the first in line. There has to be a waterfall effect. What is being defined by the senior management by way of a mission and vision statement, is it really going down to the first in line? If the answer is no, then somewhere we are missing the links. It's all about threading everything in a way that it comes out as a rope of success so that people are able to scale up, climb up the ladder and reach to where the organization wants to be. Progressive business model. Most of us might be doing it, or there might be some slippages happening, but this I am talking with my experience, and probably somewhere my dear colleagues will be able to correlate. Dysfunctional departments, working in silos, bearing own flag, HR, finance, admin, sales and admin, different functions altogether. Is the harmony happening? Is the camaraderie happening? If not, how does the organization grow? For the organization, it's a one team. So when I talk about G3, the group of three, there has to be a clear set of roles and responsibilities for the HR department, wherein it's being headed by the Chief Human Resource Officer. Even for the Chief Financial Officer, there has to be key actionables that should be monitored time to time by the CEO. If these three units work hand in hand, things will certainly change, and it has changed. Talent experience. In many of the forums, I was asked this question about attrition. This is one of the leading issues that all of us are facing. How do we control attrition? My first question is, why attrition happens? When attrition happens? I would quickly like to share one of my experience out here without naming the company, because the company is of a very high repute. The time I started my career, I appeared for this interview. I was called. I was there at the reception at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I remember in well of my thoughts that 7 o'clock in the evening, I was told by the receptionist that you can submit your CV. The HR will get in touch with you. I was hurt. I was literally hurt, but that did not call for a sense of anger, because that was the turning point for my career, for my level of maturity, because I said to myself that when I scale up to a level wherein I would be conducting interviews for people, I will not let them go through this kind of experience, what I have faced. So, when we talk about attrition starts from the time how a person is greeted at the reception. So, those factors, if we can actually look at, we can actually work out in terms of a talent management. This is a wonderful terminology that I came across, and I would like to share with all dears. Paper tiger. Paper tiger. Kagzi shape. There are enough and ample documents available, enough and ample processes, systems available, black and white, over the intranet. Till the time the fine execution of those documents don't happen, we are just a paper tiger. Now, we need to conceptualize that how do we bring those ideas that's lying on paper to reality. Till the time that does not happen, nothing changes. And as one of the esteemed guests stated, what is right today, not necessarily that it will be right for tomorrow. So it's a changing dynamics day in, day out. We need to be on our toes, we need to be creative, we need to be prompt with our thought process and our action, rather than waiting for that 5-year document that once the policy changes, then we would think of the change. By that time, the dynamics of internal and external environment will change, and we will also become a change. Develop leaders. Think tanks. Who are the think tanks? Is it the top brass? The answer is no. This is what we have promoted in our organization, and the organizations that I have been associated with utmost humility, I accept that I was made a part of those engagements wherein I was also made a think tank. Empowering employees to take decision as per the rule books. Everyone wants to be a decision maker in their own capacity. Somewhere we take a backseat just because of the fact we feel that, okay, if the decision goes wrong, we will be in a turmoil. So what? Today we are taking such big decisions. Someone gave us an opportunity so that we are in a capacity to take decision. Why can't we give opportunity to others? So let people come and take the front stage. Be there, take the decision, and they can be the game changers. In interest of time, a quick 2-3 points that I would like to touch base upon without boring the audience much. Percentage impact. 2% of the overall population actually drives 98% of the impact. Are we taking care of that 2% of the population? I think that is a question that we all need to introspect and sleep with that for today and see that what answer do we get. Unresulted efforts. Day in, day out, I know my KRA, I am doing my job to the fullest, ensuring that I am delivering the best, I am justifying my job, my salary. Yes, we are. Imagine you are Usain Bolt. You are the fastest athlete, immortal, what he quoted himself as. You start running faster than a cheetah, but you are running on a wrong track. Are you actually making a difference? Or you're just going towards the burnout? The answer is with you. Okay, so perception is one thing, perception-based approach from a business perspective, from an HR perspective, and we lay out the foundation that what is to be hired, when to be hired, what is the salary, what is the industry benchmarking, these are certain facts and figures. Perception versus conviction is what we need to battle out. Females should not be hired for sales profile. This is what few of my business heads stated. I responded that should that be the answer when Ms. Arundhati Bhattacharya heading SBI or Ms. Chanda Kochar heading ICICI Bank? Shouldn't they have been given the opportunity to head a sales function? So when we talk about perception probably would push us back in terms of the right decision making, wherein if we have the right set of conviction, we will be able to make that difference. So on that note, I would like to sign off, and we ought to be a trendsetter rather than following one. So think of those key initiatives that actually impacts in a right way to your department, to your organization, and for the greater good. So on that note, I would seek a thanks and a very prosperous and a safe, noise-free Diwali to each one of you and your family members. Thank you so much.